Hello everyone, I'm Shreya and I'm 20 years old. And not welcome back, but welcome to my channel, Chaotic Mess. So, as you have read from the title, this video is all about what if I fail. But you know, some people don't have this option of failing. They have to succeed, they have to grow, they have to work out on their dreams, and they have to follow that specific path. It's not a bad thing, and it's really good. I'm not criticizing anyone here, but I'm that kind of person who have to succeed. And so basically this video will be all about the techniques I used, the obstacles I faced, the challenges, the hardships, and different phases while I went through all these things. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is distractions or obstacles we face when we want to get back on the track. For me, it was my phone. The social media means I was scrolling endlessly on Insta, the Snapchat, the YouTube shorts. It was very hard to overcome that feeling of doom scrolling and brain rot, but I did it anyway. I forced myself. I deactivated my account on Insta. I deleted Snap. I deleted Insta. YouTube Shorts were all I was seeing. So I created a new Gmail ID where I watched all the things I wanted to see in order to get back on the track. Like, for example, in my case, I wanted to get back on the studies. I wanted to learn a new coding language and technologies related to AI, etc. So what I did was I created that new email and used that to watch the tutorials, the roadmaps, everything about that studies. I wrote down everything I wanted to do in order to get back on that track and to follow my dreams, follow my goals. So if I'm taking an example of studying a language, for say let's say Python, so I wrote down the roadmap, then I analyzed each step, and I started with the step one, basic. Second thing that is a major obstacle in our life is comfort. I mean, we don't want to get out of our comfort zone. We don't. We don't like hardships. We don't like the change. But you know what? What if you are one person today, and 3 years later or 2 years later, you are the same person? No growth, no development, same person. While the world is evolving, you are the same. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I am saying is change is difficult, but everything changes. So should you. Okay, the third obstacle is tiredness. I get sick easily. My immune system is not weak. My body always felt tired, and I never wanted to get out from my bed. It was too hard. It felt like a burden on me. But if I was able to scroll endlessly on Insta, wasted my 6-7 hours rotting in that bed, scrolling Insta, then I have to push myself to get back on the track. I just have to do it. It was in my mind. The constant pressure, the constant stress that I'm doing something wrong. So I have to do something right to make it feel everything right. The fourth thing is comparison. I mean, we are there on our phones most of the time. We see different people, we see our peer group, we see people older than us. And for if I take my example, I was always like, oh, he's learning this technology, who is doing so great, he has so many certificates, his LinkedIn profile is so perfect, his resume is so perfect. And when it came to older people, I was like, oh, I want that life. And what if I don't get that life? I want that specific life. But I forgot that they worked hard for that life too. I mean, they are working hard. It's not like one day they get it and it was all there for them. No, right? They worked hard for it and they achieved their goal. It was a major thing in my life. I was constantly thinking about the life I wanted, but never doing the work that had to be done in order to get that. So yeah, if you can identify your obstacles, you're halfway there. Okay, you just need to find ways to overcome it. I identified mine. So, how I overcome those obstacles? The first thing, as I said, I deleted all my social media. I didn't draw a timetable because that was that felt like it was too hard for me. So what I did was, in my mind, I had a schedule that I will get up in the morning, do everything that had to be done, and then I will get to studies. I will study this much amount in a day, and then I will solve problems related to it or watch videos related to it, and then I will take a break. Then I have to get back to studies, and it was not always studies. It was always about was also about hobbies. Like, um, for me, it's whenever I start a hobby, I'm always like I have to be perfect. 5 minutes into it, 5 minutes into it, and I'm like, oh, I have to be perfect, this is not the way it should be done. I compared my 5 minutes of effort with someone's 5 years of effort, which was wrong, and I was too harsh on myself. So what I did was, I reminded myself during those times that I'm just a beginner. I have to do it. I will master it with practice. And also, one of my biggest red flag trait, if I have to say, was once I knew I will be able to do that certain thing, I will stop it altogether. I won't practice it. For example, I started crocheting. So when I knew I would be able to pull that hook and the strings and the thread, I'm done. I was like, okay, I'm done. I will be able to do it in future, because that's how I always been, and I pulled everything off. But everything is not that easy. You have to give your 100% all of the time, not in first few weeks, first few months. You have to be consistent at that time. I identified it, and I had been working on it for the past 2 months, because it's my end semester break. So I had time to work on myself. There was no college, no work pressure, anything. I was basically focusing on my skills and myself. If we talk about other solutions, a lot of people say just start. Just start is a good thing, but you have to be good at continuing too. Because what if you just start and then you are lost? It won't make sense, right? First, push yourself to start. Know where to start. Do your research. Nobody else is going to do that for you. Do your research yourself. Write it down in your notebook, in your journal, anywhere you want, and just start. Because when you start like that, you will know the next step, and you have to be good at continuing, because things in starting are easy, but it gets difficult by time. So you have to work on that. You can't give up in that hard race. You have to remind yourself what your end goal is and how far you have came, how hard work do you have put into this thing. So you can't quit midway. Just do it. Okay. This brings me to the end of this video. So basically, this video creation is one thing I wanted to try, because I have nothing to lose. I will pay my own bills, other will pay their own bills. What if they judge you? People always judge. Okay? You can't do anything about it. They will judge you no matter what. So why not do something you like, or do something which will make you pay your bills in the future? So yeah, what pushed me for this video creation and why I posted this video is because I was on Substack, and the people are so creative, so well spoken, or in that case, so well written. They articulate their thoughts so nicely that I was mesmerized by them. And I read one post. It was all about nobody cares, and you will realize this in future. So why not do your thing? And it actually hit me, because I'm a kind of person, don't get me wrong, I judge people too, but that doesn't affect their life. It's in my mind. I'm like, oh, he's doing this, she's doing that. That was one of my toxic traits, and I can say I conquered it nicely, very nicely. I don't judge people now. It was in the past. It was one of my shortcomings, and I realized it later, and I am not ashamed to say this, but I was a judgy person. But you know what? Who cares? They are doing their own thing. If they are recording a video in a metro, let them. If they are reading a book in a metro, let them. You will judge. It won't be like they will get affected by it. Your own energy is getting dirty and messed up by all those thoughts. So why not focus on yourself? I saw this in one of the reel, that video public means recording yourself in public is so performative. Reading in the metro or in the auto is so performative. So if people are performing, maybe you should just clap and give them a standing ovation for their performance, right? Because they have the guts to perform. Sometimes you don't have that gut. Also, the other thing I saw was, you should perform even without an audience, because that will give you real happiness. Okay, I'm not saying that succeeding is about money. I mean, obviously it's about money, having money, enough money to basically live your life, have a good living standard. But uh, sometimes it's also about, some weeks, some days, it's also about being happy, prioritizing your mental health, and being kind, being focused. Some days are hard, pretty hard. So yeah, this is definitely the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm posting this out on YouTube, and this video will be seen by right people. I know it will take time, and whenever it reaches you whenever it reaches you, then that this video is meant for you at that time, at that particular time. So yeah, if you have made it till here, please like, subscribe, and wait for the next video on this channel. Thank you. Bye bye.